don't write a poem, you become a poet. You're like, that was a lot more difficult. That's a lot more difficult. I just wanted a quick solution and some rhymes. You'll find the technical ability to write poems with other people. I'm not an English teacher. That is such a difficult task. I can't do it. I can only write them. But for me, it is how I live life. It is not how I write things down. You're like, what? Patience, grasshopper. It is how I interact with people. It's how I listen. It's how I observe. It's how I feel. It's how I look. Not how I physically look, but how I look at things. It is not, okay, let's write a poem. I mean, I've had moments where I was like, I want to write a poem. Let's figure it out as we go. Had those moments. But emphasis on had those moments. Emphasis, not all the time, not every poem. Definitely not every poem. And I've gotten some good poems out of that too, but it's not the majority of my poems. The majority of my poems is living, is on a walk thinking about something. Chewing over concepts. You're like, what? What's that? Chewing over concepts is the idea of having an idea in mind. For example, I don't believe in love at first sight. That idea might change. That opinion, not fact, opinion might change. But so far, I don't believe in it. I think it's just, you think they look good, which is fine, but I don't believe in like love at first sight. I might be proven wrong. But because I don't believe in it, if this was a concept I was trying to chew over in my mind, I would think about it often, and I would view it often, and I would try to find, not evidence, but I would look at people who've had love at first sight and what my theory on what they think is love at first sight is, and I would just ponder on it often. And I think this is the thing with poetry. It is thinking. It is thinking. Yes, it's writing, obviously. But it is mostly thinking. I have dyslexia, information you did not ask for, but I'm not great with grammar. I really, really am not. But I can think. That's why I can write. If you can think, you can write. If you can think, you can write. And that's why you should not write in a language you don't think in, my opinion. If you never think in this language, don't write in this language. If you sometimes do, sure. I speak 3 languages. I speak English, German, and French. I think majority in English, sometimes in German, rarely in French. But if I'm talking to someone in French, I'll think in French. If that's your case, yes, write in those 3 languages. I have been learning Spanish for a ridiculously long time. I think I could probably count on my 2 hands how many thoughts in Spanish I've had, like thoughts in Spanish I've had. So that's not a language I am planning on speaking in. No, writing in, sorry, my bad. So you need to know which language you even want. And you need to think about it. And you need to live. A poet lives. Poets' lives, Lloyd Byron, Oscar Wilde, Sylvia Plath, so on and so forth, they lived. Even Sylvia Plath, which arguably lived the shortest and the least. She had a lot less controversy, except obviously her death, than the other couple poets. She lived, though. Every interaction, because I've read her journals, every interaction with the boy was like huge. And she felt it, and she remembered every single touch, and she remembered every single moment, and she counted every single breath. I mean, not exactly verbatim like this, but she was really there. There's a presence. That's also why a lot of writing and poetry and art is about love. Why? Because it's magical, yes, also, obviously. But it also is because it warrants, it needs, it demands presence. It demands presence like nothing else demands presence. Because if someone, for example, they say they love you and you talk to them and they don't listen to you, do you feel loved? Do you feel loved if someone doesn't listen to you? No. Do you feel loved if someone doesn't see you? No. Do you feel loved if someone doesn't prioritize you? No. So love warrants this atmosphere of presence, attention, focus, which is great for art because art warrants that too. It's a great overlap. It's a great relationship they have with each other. And obviously it's also because people feel it, people care about it, it's magical. Yes, these all can coexist, but it's also because it warrants presence. The way nothing else warrants presence. When you get your 10K steps in for the day, you don't need to be present. You just need to take the steps and have your phone and whatever. If you're in love and if you are always on your phone, it doesn't look like love. Does love have to look like love to be love? No, that's a different conversation for a different day. But so you thought you were going to get an easy answer. It's never easy with a poet. So what is the solution? You live like one, you feel like one, you see like one, you let yourself really soak up moments, soak up yourself, soak up what is there. Live in 10D. What is 10D? Feeling, thoughts, their feelings, their thoughts, how it feels, sense. Use every single scent you have and every single scent they have and sense they have, and just really soak up the moment. And that's how you write a great poem. A great poem is not a formula. A great poem is not A, B rhymes. A great poem is something, in my opinion, that makes you feel like you have a physical representation of what you felt, of what it was. No, not objectively, it's not a fact, but it's just there, and it makes other people feel something. And if you want more information about this, then go check out my art course. It's a 16-week program. It's on here. It's a playlist. I loved making it. And yeah, but if you are just really like dying to write a poem, you are not dying to write a poem, you're dying to live like a poet. And to live like a poet, you have to do what I said just now. And however you say it, and however you do it. This is a vague instruction. You could do this at the cinema. You could go watch a movie like a poet and think about everything and think who you would date and think about blah, 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 blah. You could work like a poet. You could be sad like a poet. This, you can pick. And maybe to get started, you want to actually pick one lane you do like a poet and write about that, and then see if you want to expand or take less. Because I'm not saying poets have it all right. I mean, there's a reason they died young. So I'm not saying do everything a poet did. That's not the instruction I would give anybody. But yeah, thanks for watching and check out the art course. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, let me know.